Hello, 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 and welcome to Nana's Crochet Ideas. I am your host, Terry, and today we're here to talk about movie and stitch. So we are on the letter S. So I watched first the movie called The Stranger She Brought Home. It was a drama suspense movie on Lifetime, and it was made in 2021. It says it was a 911 operator pretends to be the fiance of an injured man who has fallen into a coma. When he awakens with no memory, she decides to keep the ruse going, unaware that he's a killer on the run. Sounds kind of interesting, right? So this was a movie about a single woman who was a 911 operator. So of course she got all the emergency calls coming to her. And for whatever reason, she heard there was this man who was in a really bad accident, and she went to the hospital to see him. And while she was there, the nurse asked if she was family because he was in a coma. And she said yes, that she was his fiance. So so she goes every day and spends a great amount of time with him, talking to him. And then he wakes up and he says he doesn't remember anything. So she tells and there was no wallet found on this man. So the 911 operator tells what his name is, and that he is her fiance, and introduces himself and says, "Oh, you don't remember me," and plays this whole charade out that goes on for days. And then he's released, and during the time that he's in the hospital and awake, she's telling him all about their life together, and he keeps saying he has no memory of any of it. So when he's released and still has gained no memory, she decides to take him home and show him where they live, and continues this ruse. Well, down the road a ways, he confesses to her that he realizes that she's not his fiancée, and that in fact he knows he doesn't know who she is. And why is she doing this? She continues to lie and tell this elaborate story, and at some point he tells her, I know that you're not, and my name is whatever his name really was." And she goes, "Well, how do you know that?" And he goes, "Well, actually, I never lost my memory." Then you find out what kind of guy he is, what he's been doing since he's been awake, what he's been doing since he's lived with her, and what he's continuing to do, and the life that she has created. Very good movie. I don't know what it is about Lifetime movies, but I like them anyway. So who was in this movie? Lisa Wilson, Sarah Torres, and it was directed by Dave Thomas. Very good movie. If you have Lifetime and have an opportunity to watch it, I would recommend it. Okay, then I watched a movie called Safe House. It was a 2012 movie, and it was an action adventure. I tried to mix it up a little so I wasn't only watching suspense. For the past year, rookie CIA agent Matt Weston, who is played by Ryan Reynolds, has been eager to prove himself while cooling his heels at an inactive South African post. He gets a chance when Tobin Frost, who is played by Denzel Washington, a turncoat operative, is brought into Weston's safe house for debriefing. But soon after Frost's arrival, mercenaries attack, and Weston and Frost barely escape with their lives. The two men must join forces and try to stay alive long enough to figure out who wants them dead. Again, a very good movie. So who was in this movie other than Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds? Vera Farmiga, Sam Shepard, Brendan Gleeson, Ruben Blades, and it was directed by Daniel Espinosa. I really, really like that movie. It's an older movie, but I did like it. So then I watched two other movies, of which, actually I watched three other movies. I needed to get caught up. You know, I have to do 7 rows per letter. So, this next movie I watched was called Sunshine Cleaning. It was a 2008 comedy. Though they once seemed to have a bright future, life seems to be passing by the Norkowski sisters. Rose, who was played by Amy Adams, once the most popular girl in high school, is a single mom and works as a maid. Norrell, played by Emily Blunt, still lives at home with their father, Alan Arkin, and parties all the time. When Rose's married lover tells her about the lucrative field of crime scene cleanup, she pours all her remaining resources into her new business and recruits the squeamish Nora to help. Who was in the movie? Jason Spivak, Steve Zahn, Mary Lynn Roscoe, Kevin Chapman, Clifton Collins Jr., Eric Christian Olsen, and it was directed by Christine Jeffs. It was a good movie for a comedy. I'm not big on comedies, but I really wanted to kind of mix it up for you guys because it seemed like I was watching a lot of suspense movies. Next was Sparkle. It was a 2012 musical. Told you I was mixing it up this time. In 1968, Detroit, a musical prodigy, tries to balance romance with the new challenges life brings as she and her sisters struggle for Motown stardom. Good movie. If you like a musical, I love music, so I enjoyed it. Jordan Sparks was in it along with Whitney Houston. I believe this was the last movie that Whitney starred in. Derek Luke, Mike Epps, Carmen Ejogo, Tika Sumpter, Omari Hardwick, CeeLo Green, Curtis Armstrong, Terrence J., Tamila Mann, Riley Evans, Michael Beach, Linda Boston, and Sid Henderson. It was directed by Salim Akil. I think that's how you say his name. And finally, we come back to my favorite, a suspense. It was made in 2004 and it was called The Secret Window. Mysterious events plague a troubled author after a menacing stranger accuses him of plagiarism. It was based on a novel by Stephen King. Who played in it? Johnny Depp was the author, played the main character. John Turturro, Maria Bello, Timothy Hutton, Charles Dutton, Len Curio, Joan Henney, and John Dunhill. It was directed by David Cope. That was a good movie too. It was kind of weird in that the person who accuses of plagiarism is real in the beginning, but I'm not sure he was real in the end, so I'm not sure if he was ever real. Kind of the guy has a mental breakdown, and that's some pretty off-the-wall things. So if you like that, that was a good movie. So I realized I took a little longer. I'm sorry I did so many movies, but I'm expecting that my Q movie was only one, and there's going to be some letters coming up. I don't expect there to be a lot of movies in. So I tried to speed it up at the end there. So those are my movies. Let's get to my stitch. Okay, so here is how the blanket is coming along. Here's the top of the helmet. The top of the swords are pretty much done. And I'm going down, down, down. I can't see, so I'm guessing you can see it all. But that's how it's coming along. I'm still happy with the progress. It's still going slow. I think by now I would be a little quicker, but I don't think I am. I did run into some problems, so I had to do some progging this time. But that's where I'm at with my stitch. I hope you enjoyed this review of a lot of movies. And may God bless you today and every day. Have a wonderful few days, and I'll talk to you again real soon. All right, thank you. Bye now.